So, have you guys heard about what's going on over at Alibaba? I mean, in the world of AI, they are making some serious moves, trying to go toe to toe with like the biggest names out there, OpenAI, Google, the whole gang.
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually. The strategy they seem to be using is it's kind of long game. They're not just focused on like, who's got the biggest, baddest AI right this second.
Right.
Although don't get me wrong, they're definitely working on that too. But they're also like taking a step back and thinking about the whole picture of AI, how it gets built, how it's shared, and that's where things get really, really interesting.
Totally. And a perfect example of this is a recent announcement from Alibaba just a couple of days ago, actually, September 19th, 2024. So this is hot off the presses. They basically dropped this bombshell, over 100 open source AI models just like that, out in the wild, ready for anyone to use.
Yeah. And that term there, open source, that's key. What that means is they're basically, it's like they're publishing the blueprints,
Yes.
making the blueprints of these AI models available to the public.
Okay.
So anyone, and I mean anyone, can grab these blueprints, use them to build their own AI, tweak them, modify them, even contribute to making them better.
Wow. So instead of like, keeping all this incredible AI stuff locked away in their labs, they're saying, here, world, take it, have fun, go nuts.
Exactly. Like go build something cool. And another thing is, these models they're putting out there, they're not just, photocopies of each other. We're talking a whole range here, from like smaller, more efficient models with, 500 million parameters, all the way up to these giants with 72 billion. And for those of you who aren't like fluent in AI jargon, think of parameters as basically, the building blocks of an AI model's like brain.
Okay.
More parameters equal a bigger, more complex brain that can tackle tougher problems, process information faster, all that good stuff.
Got it, got it. So essentially, if parameters equal brain power, Alibaba just handed out a whole bunch of AI brains, and they come in all shapes and sizes. I love it.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, why take this open source route? I mean, it seems kind of risky, doesn't it? Like giving away your secret sauce.
It is definitely a gamble, yeah. But I think it's a calculated one for sure. See, most of the other big players in this space think, Baidu, OpenAI, they're keeping their best AI models, their top-tier stuff, very close to the vest. It's all proprietary, like a secret recipe they don't want anyone else to get their hands on,
Right.
Alibaba, though, they're going for something completely different.
So while the competition is being all hush-hush with their AI secrets, Alibaba's like having a potluck. Everyone bring a dish, let's share.
That is a fantastic analogy. And what's really smart about Alibaba's approach is they're not just giving this tech away out of the goodness of their hearts, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to build an entire ecosystem around their AI.
Okay, I'm listening. An AI ecosystem. What does that even mean? And how does making their models open source help them do that?
Picture like a bustling marketplace. That's the idea.
Yeah.
So by open sourcing these models, they're basically encouraging everyone, developers, researchers, businesses, literally everyone, to use their AI as a starting point.
Yeah.
And when you have that many people tinkering with something, customizing it, you're going to get innovation, right? People are going to find all these cool new ways to use it.
Yeah.
And that creates a buzz, which attracts even more people, more companies, who then bring their own ideas to the table, and boom, it just keeps growing.
Okay, so the more people use Alibaba's open source AI, the more powerful and appealing it becomes, like a snowball effect.
Precisely. And that snowball effect, that's what it could give them a huge advantage in the long run. Think about it, if developers are already deeply invested in using and customizing Alibaba's models, who are they going to turn to when they need more advanced tools, more support?
Right, they're already part of the Alibaba AI world. It's starting to make a lot of sense. Now they're not just giving away technology, they're building a whole community. And that community, that's a powerful asset.
Absolutely. It reminds me a little bit of the early days of personal computers. Some companies tried to keep everything closed off, proprietary, but in the end, it was the ones that embraced open standards, the ones that fostered a real community of developers. Those are the ones that really changed the game.
So it seems like they're really banking on this whole open source AI thing, huh? Like that's their path to coming out on top. It's a bold move. Got to give them that. But open source models, that's not the only thing they've got cooking over at Alibaba, right? They've got this other trick up their sleeve, and this one sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Oh, are you talking about their work on text to video? Where you just like type in whatever you want to see and the AI whips up a whole video for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's definitely one of the most like mind-blowing things happening in AI right now. I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless.
Okay, I'll admit it. The idea of just like typing out a scene, and boom, the AI creates a whole video from scratch that's insanely cool. But is this just a gimmick? Or is there actual, like, real potential behind this tech?
Oh, no, no, no. It's way more than just a gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, this has the potential to completely change how we make and consume video content, period. We're
Yeah.
talking movies, TV, even things like educational videos. The whole shebang, this could change everything.
Wow. Okay, those are some big words. What makes you so sure that this text-to-video thing is such a big deal?
Well, right now, if you want to make a good-looking video, right, a really high-quality video, you need, like, specialized skills, you need expensive equipment, and it takes a ton of time. Text-to-video, it could change all of that. It could make it so much easier for people to get into video creation. Think about it. Aspiring filmmakers, teachers, even, like, small businesses, they could all make really professional-looking videos just by, like, typing out what they want to see.
Okay, yeah, that does sound pretty game-changing. And we're not just talking about, like, basic animations here, right? These AI models, they can actually create realistic-looking videos with, like, detailed backgrounds and characters that actually look like people.
You got it. It's not just stick figures moving around on a screen. We're talking about really, really advanced AI models. These things are learning how to understand and replicate the nuances of, like, real-world imagery. And the way they do this, it's actually pretty amazing. They use something called diffusion models.
Diffusion models. Okay, now you got to explain that. What is that?
So basically, these diffusion models, they learn by, it's like they take apart millions of images, right? Like they deconstruct them piece by piece, and then they learn how to put them back together. And that's how they're able to generate these new images and videos that look incredibly realistic.
Wow, so it's like they're learning the DNA of images or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're learning the fundamental building blocks of how images are made. It's pretty wild.
It's mind-blowing. So, like, if Alibaba really figures this text-to-video thing out, and it sounds like they're on the right track, who knows what could happen? I mean, the future of, like, movies, TV, the whole entertainment industry, it could be totally different.
No doubt. And it's not even just about replacing, like, the old ways of making videos. Text to video, it opens up a ton of completely new possibilities. Imagine video games that are totally interactive, where the world around you changes based on what you do, what you say. Or, like, educational videos that are personalized to how each student learns best.
Okay, see, now those are the applications that really get me excited. That's next level stuff. But hold on a sec. If we can create these super realistic videos just from text, doesn't that, like, open up a can of worms? I mean, think about fake news and misinformation. This tech could be used to manipulate people, to spread lies, and it would be hard to tell what's real and what's not.
You're absolutely right. That is a huge concern. I mean, like any powerful technology, there are always going to be people who try to misuse it.
Yeah.
And yeah, being able to make these hyper-realistic videos from text, it definitely raises some red flags about misinformation and, like you said, people not being able to trust what they see online.
Right. It's like we have to be even more careful about what we believe, especially when it comes to videos. We can't just assume that something is real, even if it looks incredibly real.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important that we start thinking about the ethical side of this technology. Like right now, we need rules, we need safeguards to make sure it's used responsibly. And it's not just on the developers, it's on researchers, policymakers. Everyone really needs to be involved in figuring this out. It's about finding that balance between encouraging innovation, but also protecting people from potential harm.
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk, for sure. Okay, so we've got Alibaba pushing the boundaries with open source AI, and now this mind-blowing text-to-video technology. It's clear they're thinking big picture, but I'm curious, how does all of this actually translate into, like, real-world stuff? How is it going to impact different industries?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And our research has actually highlighted a few key industries where Alibaba's AI ambitions could really shake things up. And funnily enough, one of the big ones is the automotive industry.
Wait, really? Cars? What does AI have to do with cars? Don't tell me they're making self-driving cars. Or are they?
Well, they're not building entire cars just yet, but you're on the right track with self-driving tech. Alibaba, they see a huge opportunity to use their AI to power the next generation of autonomous vehicles. They're talking about developing like even more sophisticated algorithms for how these cars perceive the world, how they make decisions, how they navigate, all that stuff.
So basically taking all that data from the car's sensors, cameras, maps, all of it, and using AI to help the car make sense of it all. Okay, that makes sense. What other industries are they eyeing?
Another big one that Alibaba is really excited about is gaming. Imagine a world where game developers could use this text-to-video tech to build these crazy immersive worlds that actually change and evolve based on like what you do in the game. Your choices, your actions, everything would impact the game world in real time.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That would be like actually stepping into a living, breathing video game world. No more of those same old static environments and predictable storylines. That would be incredible.
Right. And those are just a couple examples. Alibaba's also looking at healthcare, finance, manufacturing, you name it. They're betting big on AI to like streamline supply chains, create super personalized experiences for customers, even speed up scientific discoveries. We're talking about a complete transformation across the board.
It's like they're looking at every industry out there and seeing AI everywhere. But seriously, can they really pull this off? I mean, it's one thing to like dabble in different areas, but it's another to be a major player in all of them.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? And the answer, I think, is in their strategy. They're not like putting all their eggs in one basket. They're spreading their bets, diversifying, tailoring their AI to different sectors. It's less about being just an AI company and more about being this like tech powerhouse with fingers in all these different pies.
Okay, so they're hedging their bets, spreading the AI love around, but let's be real, they're not the only ones in this race. How do they stack up against, the other tech giants? This is a competitive landscape.
You're preaching to the choir. The AI world is a dogfight.
Wow.
You've got Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, all gunning for the top spot.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about Alibaba is they're not trying to win by just building the biggest, baddest AI out there. They're playing a different game, a smarter game, maybe.
It's like they're using their opponent's strengths against them, right? While everyone else is hoarding their AI secrets, Alibaba's all about openness and collaboration.
Bingo. And that's what makes them so fascinating.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to shake things up, to try something completely different. Will this open source approach be the thing that catapults them to the top? Who knows? Only time will tell. But it's definitely going to be exciting to watch.
Absolutely. It's a bold move for sure. But one thing's for certain, Alibaba's grand entrance into the AI arena, it's sending shockwaves through the entire industry. So as we wrap things up here, it really makes you wonder, will this open source gamble pay off for them? Will they disrupt the established players, turn the whole AI world upside down? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. For now, though, that's all the time we have on this deep dive into Alibaba's AI play. It's been a wild ride, and it seems like this story is just getting started.